First, you set up a new page. We're going to draw a symmetrical shape. Come up to View and Show Rulers. We need a central guide so that we know where we have to reflect the shape to. Start your shape with one single click. Then click and drag, holding your mouse down firmly. When you want to change direction, you need to clip the leading arm that comes out of the anchor point by clicking on the anchor point itself. Note the V next to the pen tool. This will allow you to then come back and have a nice sharp corner. At the moment, there is no fill and there is no stroke. If you click down to the default, you will then have a black line as you draw. Be careful to make sure you remove the fill, otherwise this can be distracting when you do your shapes. Click on None. Note what happens if I don't remove this lead arm that comes from the anchor point. This lead arm here is stretching the path in a direction that isn't really going to work for this shape. Now note on this last curve, the fewer points you can do, the more improved shape you'll get. So click on the last point but don't let go of the mouse and drag the arm to the right and finish by clipping in that lead arm. What we're now going to do is we're going to reflect this shape onto the other side, but you need to make sure that you don't have one of these anchor points selected. This is very important. Make sure you go to the main selection tool, click off of the entire shape and then click back on so that you only have the entire bounding box selected and not the individual points. Now the Reflect tool will automatically reflect the shape using the centre of the shape as a point of reference. If you reflect, you'll see that it just actually creates this shape, which we're not really wanting to have. To move this point of reference here to the middle, click Alt and copy. You now have a shape. I'm now going to remove this centre guide. If the guides are locked, come up to View, Guides and unlock your guides. We now need to join these two ends. If you don't, when you fill your shape, this is what's going to happen. Illustrator likes to have complete shapes in which to add a fill. I'm going to move mine to one side so you can see how we actually join the two ends. Go to the Direct Selection tool. This will allow you to select the individual anchor points. Note how all the other ones are hollow, but this one's actually filled. That makes it active. By scrolling over these two ends, with the mouse held down, you can then come up and join. Now you can fill your shape and it will fill the entire area. To remove excess points you don't want, again, choose the pen tool. It becomes a minus when you get to the point that's redundant and click. We're now going to fill this shape. I'm going to come up to Window and go to Colour. You can now select the colour that you want but make sure that this is actually, the fill is to the foreground. This will be to actually change the colour of the outline. Now we're going to draw some features. I've drawn an oval using the shape tool. Holding down the Shift key will enable you to draw a circle that is in perfect shape. Dragging over all three shapes, holding down the main selection tool, you can now benefit from using these align features along the top. I'm clicking the first horizontal align centre and then the vertical align centre. I can now make any adjustments if I need to. Scrolling over all of this shape, I can now reduce it. You can use edit and copy and edit and paste, or a keyboard shortcut, simply hold down the Alt key and drag. I'm now going to show you how to create a circle and how to actually cut some of the shape away. Using the scissors, simply click on the shape, go into the main selection tool, delete on the keyboard, and this is where we're going to explore the width tool. You can click at any point and drag. I'm now going to reduce down this shape to create the mouth. From there you can add features. Just practice doing this so that you understand how the basics of Illustrator works. After this tutorial, you should now be confident using the pen tool, basic shapes, the width tool and the reflect tool. Thank you.